We'll do. Okay. So I think we're live right now. Let's see. We are. We're live. Okay. So a little bit of a fuck up on my end. I accidentally started this episode as a record only, but we'll try and figure it out and just upload it on YouTube afterwards. But I don't. Should we recap kind of what we've been going over? Or do you want to just start from the beginning?
No, let's just go straight up to week 0 reactions. Just
Yeah, I mean,
no warm up.
it's just a little bit of all we had talked about up until this point was that the College Football Playoff Committee could potentially be adopting a 12-team playoff format for the final 2 years of the contract. So as soon as 2024, and also Oklahoma and Texas could leave for the SEC sooner than 2025. Now the Big 12 has began their media rights negotiations early. So those are just two kind of big things that could alter the landscape of college football right now. No major analysis or opinions that we had on them. Just really that, especially if OU and Texas leave, that could change things. You know, that could kind of be the next domino to fall in terms of conference realignment and everything. So, yeah, college football. All right, it's time to talk college football. Week 0 reactions. Yeah, we had not a major slate of games, a pretty small slate of games, which was mostly highlighted by Nebraska and Northwestern, the game in Ireland, which before we talk about the game, and before I forget about this, I want to bring up, did you see the free beer in Ireland, that situation that went down?
Yes, dude. Me and my friends were talking about it. Like, only in Ireland would this happen. In America, us capitalist pigs would be like, we can't make money off this. Nobody's getting beer. But in Ireland, they're like, no, everyone's getting beer. For the people of Ireland, shut it down, let's get it. And then they made with that the best cup snake probably in history. It scaled all the way down to 2 buildings, and then it collapsed, but it was still awesome.
It was glorious. Yeah, no, you're totally right though. Yeah, American stadiums would never give out free beer. The lines were absolutely bonkers though. It was nuts.
Dude,
down
I wonder how that process. Were they just handing out 2 beers to each person and then just moving on?
They're probably just trying to get rid of them as quick as they could. Yeah. But all right, now for the game itself, I guess. There's a few other games. I guess Austin, PA, Western Kentucky. Hawaii, Vanderbilt, which was just an absolute disaster. But so this was the big one though, and I think the main talking point here, and it's the elephant in the room, is Scott Frost. That's all I got to say. Just Scott Frost. It's. At this point, it's hilarious. Nebraska have lost they're 3-10 in their last 13 games with a plus 60 point differential. That is absurd. They've lost those 10 games all by 1 possession. It's insane. They are spread covering machines though when they're underdogs. I'll tell you that. It's wild. But Scott Frost is not the man for this job. They had a lot of hype coming in. Caleb Williams, and I even texted you, Elijah, during the game, in the first quarter, because both of us had bets on Northwestern.
Yeah,
obviously.
Case Thompson looked awesome.
Yeah, Casey Thompson looked great, man. So everybody had a lot of high expectations for Nebraska, as they kind of always do, just because it's that historic big program. But Scott Frost is not the guy. If this doesn't tell you that, then I don't know what will. How many chances is he going to get? He's done absolutely nothing. There's been no improvement along the way. And what the fuck was that onside kick in the second quarter, I think?
Third,
yeah. They just scored 14 straight points.
They went up 11, right? I'm pretty sure. And then they kicked that onside kick and they never scored again.
Yep. Absolutely.
Scott Frost, what is you doing? You know what I mean?
I was happy though as a Northwestern bettor, because I was kind of getting really nervous. Yeah, they're down by 11, and they do the onside kick, and I'm like, oh, sweet. This is great field position to start a drive.
When Case Thompson did his best Patrick Mahomes impression and, ran all the way to the left out of bounds, did a little spin move to evade the guy and just chucked it, and he actually caught it, went almost all the way into the end zone. I was like, this bet might be over. But it wasn't. It was live, and we won.
Ryan Helinski, the Northwestern quarterback, dog. He's a dog, dude. He was balling last week.
He balled out.
That was kind of crazy, yeah. All right, aside from that, though, in week 0, how did your bets go overall? Because I know
They
we
went
both had
excellent.
some action. Yeah,
I would have had a perfect week if it wasn't for Hawaii, which is a dumb bet in retrospect.
literally same. Yeah, same. I
I
started
mean, I
4 and
went up
0. Or go
I
ahead,
went up
sorry.
4.5 units. It's only using straight bets.
Yeah, nice. I didn't. I was kind of scared, so I had like one bet that was half a unit, so I only went up like 3.5. But I started 4 and 0, and then Hawaii just decided to raw dog me upside down and sideways twice in a row because I had what was it, first half under right 27 and a
Hmm.
half, and they gave up they gave up so many points, dude, to just a bad Vanderbilt offense. And that one lost by 3.5 points. And then during halftime, they were down by 11. They had a pretty rough first half, and I'm like, all right, this is Hawaii at home, and this is Vanderbilt. I'm taking Hawaii live money line. That was just brutal to watch because if you watch the game, you know that Vanderbilt went on to score 42 unanswered points in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was like honestly laughable to watch. Hawaii is
It was bad.
really, really bad this year. Yeah, it was pretty brutal, but
Yeah, it's gonna be fade Hawaii all year long.
yeah. All right, so a look ahead to week 1 now. Oh God, I got the hiccups. Sorry, but we got a pretty decent selection of big matchups, big games around the country. Starting even on Thursday night, we got Friday night. The beauty of this weekend is there's going to be college football from Thursday through Monday. I forget who the Monday night game is, but I know like Florida State and LSU play on Sunday night, and there's another one on Monday. So yeah, because it's the the holiday weekend or whatever. So I'm not complaining. More football for us, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So Thursday night, starting out with these two games, and I think these are going to be really, really fun to watch games. This is a great way to start the season, even though it's already started. But this is the real start to the season, and that's with West Virginia, 7.5 point underdogs on the road at Pittsburgh. We got JT Daniels versus Keaton Slovis. All of these goddamn quarterback transfers are making me lose my mind. It's way too hard to keep up with. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm gonna need to keep like a spreadsheet before I place bets. Of like where all the damn quarterbacks went in the last year, because it seems like every Power 5 program has a new quarterback almost. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
the transfer portal is just insane right now. Like, there's guys transferring everywhere. And, I mean, but we already know this. But it's just, it's hard to keep track of, like, it took me a fat minute to realize that Case Thompson from UT. I was like, oh, shit.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't even know he transferred to Nebraska, but he looks good. But,
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
JT Daniels, Keaton Slovis, both USC quarterbacks, which is going to be a nice little there's like a shotgun spray of USC quarterbacks because there's Jackson Dart and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
There's Keaton here at Pitt and JT Daniels,
Who was in Georgia?
who was at Georgia. He's transferred for a second time. So
Yeah, so JT Daniels lost his job to Keaton Slovis, then transferred to Georgia, lost his job to Stetson Bennett, then transferred here. Meanwhile, after Keaton Slovis took JT Daniels' job, he then lost his job and then transferred to. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's weird. I think this is going to be a great matchup, though, because Pitt, they obviously just lost Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison, two very, very big parts of their successful offense last year. And, sure, you can say they got a big name quarterback to come in and just fit that role, but I don't know if it'll be the exact same right away. There's going to be an adjustment period. West Virginia, on the other hand, hasn't really looked so hot the past couple of years. But they've added a few guys in the transfer portal. And I think this is kind of really JT Daniels' first chance to prove himself in the sense that I think West Virginia's offense is set up for him to actually have a chance. Whereas Georgia, they're going to run the ball down your throat, So I think it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I think we should save our betting picks for Taylor Fade. We won't give what we think exactly will happen, but that will be a good game to watch.
I had to take out that dip. I was starting to sound like Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, I didn't hear any Kermits in there,
Okay, I thought I did, but whatever. Penn State Purdue, that's another huge one. Big Ten matchup.
Yeah,
I'm excited
dude,
for that.
I'm very excited for that. Penn State 3.5-point favorites. Purdue, I personally think they're very underrated this year. I don't know why. There's just a little bit of hype building around the program. I'm buying into it. I took their odds for a future bet to win the Big Ten West and play Ohio State in the championship game. And it was like
I like that.
it was like plus 700. All they got to beat out is what? Minnesota? All right, come on.
Wisconsin.
Easy. Yeah, I know, but that's actually more the real threat. But the value, plus 700, I think that's value.
Yeah, I got Penn State. This isn't in my Taylor fade, but I have a teaser going on, and it's West Virginia plus 14, Penn State not Penn State, Purdue plus 10, Oklahoma State minus 15 against I don't know,
Central
some
Michigan.
action school, Central Michigan.
Yeah, Central Michigan.
And then the over on this Penn State or this Pitt West Virginia game at 44.5.
Oh, dude, that's a good teaser. I like that a lot. I might have to take that.
Yeah, hopefully it hits.
That.
Hopefully it hits because
I'm nervous though, man, because like I already know just scrolling through all these games, man. I'm probably gonna throw a dumb amount of money on the table for Saturday. And it's either
if
really
my Thursday goes well,
same.
then I'm gonna ball out on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
exactly. If I hit these two bets on the Thursday night games, oh, dude, and there's a sports book out here. It's kind of a sketchy book though. I've never heard of it. It's like I don't even know, like Betfruga or something Arizona. I don't know. But they have an offer to where if you bet $50 on Arizona State to cover against Northern Arizona, even if they don't cover, you get $250 free credit. And I'm like, shit, I might just do that and then use that $250 to go dummy on Saturday, you know?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out. But there's so many games on. It's going to be crazy because, of course, you know, I'm going to want to throw some teasers in there. I'm going to want to throw a parlay. I got to figure out which ones to parlay because, you know, I'm going to be pissed if, like, I go 3 for 4 on a parlay, but then I also went 3 and 1 on my other straight bets and I could have just swapped one. You know, like all that. But
all that's definitely going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. But I don't know. College football.
I'm already scared. What I'm most scared about though is week 1 NFL because I feel like I'm gonna place a unit on every single game. I've been looking at the lines. I've been looking at the lines for so long and just like I feel like I have a pulse on every single one.
Dude, you know what game I've been kind of looking at for a while is Alabama and Texas next week. Alabama, I think right now are 16.5-point favorites. They're covering.
Bama.
They're gonna cover. Yeah, Bama. Hammer it. Bama, easy peasy. But yeah, all right. So that's Penn State, Purdue, another Big Ten game there, and we got our school baby TCU on Friday night prime time. It's kind of weird. It's gonna be like a 9:00 game for you, right, in Texas?
I don't know what time it is. I just know I'm going to the game.
Oh wait, I guess I don't know what time.
So it's Mountain Time. It'd be like 8.
Yeah,
7?
it'll be 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be 8. So either way though, because I know at TCU it's going to be 9:00, and that's like perfect for a college Friday night game. That'll be a good time. But yeah, so TCU 14-point favorites on the road, which is kind of crazy to think about considering that line opened up at TCU minus 7.5 when the books first opened for college football. It's gone up a lot. And one thing to note about this game is head coach Sonny Dykes, the new regime in Fort Worth, baby. He came out in their first major press conference saying that TCU intends to play all 3 quarterbacks against the Buffaloes. How do you feel about that?
That's interesting. Not solid because
same.
Like it kind of is just like, okay. What has the spring game and all of training camp told us? And you can't get anywhere with that. You can't even narrow it down to 2. You got to play all 3 guys. And they always say that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1. Well, what's the story with 3?
If you have 3, you have 5, bro. It's fucking Einstein's law, man. It's Newton's third law of physics.
I don't know. Hopefully one of them proves themselves the clear-cut starter. And
I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the three starters. That's really weird. I expect them to kind of bring out like a different skill package or, just like different offensive scheme for each one. Because, Sam Jackson, the current listed third stringer, he's a speedy man. Like he's quick. He can run around like faster than Trayvon Boykin probably. But currently Duggan and Chandler Morris are listed as or on the depth chart. So nobody really knows what's going to happen there. I'm curious to see. I don't think Jackson truly has a shot of getting the starting job. It's definitely between Duggan and Morris. But honestly, I'm going to be happy either way. Do you have an opinion? Would you rather have Morris?
Yeah, I'd rather have Morris than Duggan. Duggan's had his time.
See, that's my thing. Is like for me, it's hard because Duggan hasn't done anything like so drastic to deserve being benched. But it's also like he's had 3 years at the helm, and he hasn't gotten better. He's the same quarterback he was. Same quarterback.
Well, my thing is it comes down to arm strength. That's the number one attribute a QB can have.
And he can't hit the deep throws. Yeah.
Yeah, and Morris has more arm strength than Duggan. It's just flat out. Yeah. So
I think Duggan's definitely better on his legs, though.
Yeah, Duggan has good legs.
But, all right, so that'll be a good one. Elijah's going to that one in person, which I'm super jealous about. I bet, dude, you already know, Friday night, prime time in Boulder, Colorado, that's going to be a fun environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the students are going to be out in hordes for that one. So, all right.
For sure.
And then next up, this might be, well, it's not technically the biggest because there is a top 5 matchup, but this is a top 11 matchup with number 11 Oregon as 17-point underdogs on the road against Georgia. And it's not technically on the road because it's a neutral site. They're playing in Mercedes-Benz Dome, but it's a Georgia home game because it's in Atlanta. So I think first reaction off this one is I'm incredibly surprised to see Oregon as 17-point underdogs here. And I know Georgia's good, but I mean, damn, that's a lot of points. The only thing is, you know who Oregon's quarterback is? Speaking of the whole quarterback transfer shit.
Bo Nix.
Yep. And you know who we fucking hate betting on?
Bo Nix.
I don't bet on Bo Nix. He's bad. He's lost me a lot of money in his first year as quarterback, and after that, never again. So I don't know what to think. And I like Oregon in this because they're a good team. 17 points is a lot. I don't think Georgia is going to be quite as good as they were last year. It's a tough read because, I mean, if Vegas sets it as a 17-point game, you got to think it's going to be a 17-point game. Like,
I think it's definitely going to be more than a 17-point game.
Shit, really? Even though didn't you take Oregon to win the Pac-12?
No, I took USC.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You did. That's even worse, honestly. God. I mean, you know me. I'm just a big USC hater. Fuck that. But, okay, moving on now. This is a pretty interesting one, I think, and that's kind of moving down the top 25 a little bit. Cincinnati is traveling to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas, and the Bearcats are 6.5-point underdogs, which is a pretty tough spread, if you ask me. That's a tough one to pick. Obviously, Cincinnati losing big-name guys like Desmond Ridder, Sauce Gardner. They have a current quarterback battle that hasn't even been decided yet, which is interesting. But
that just decided my bet.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But Arkansas, you never really know what you're going to get with Arkansas. I guess
True.
they were much improved last year, but I don't know if I'm still fully bought in to lay down 7 points on a week 1 against a playoff team.
I like their quarterback though. He reminds me of Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. But they did just lose their number 1 target, Treylon Burks. So
he's old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
he's still good. No, I'm fucking around.
I really don't know what to think though on that one. That's going to be a really tough game.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking of Velvis Jones. Never mind.
Because have you ever been by chance to a game in Fayetteville?
No.
I went one time when TCU played Arkansas in I think think 2016 or something.
Yeah, it was a while.
And yeah, it was a while back. And dude, it gets packed in there, and their little ooh, pig suey, ooh, it is annoying, but it's like so overwhelming. Like the whole crowd is doing it. It's like so loud. It's really cool. But all right, we'll see if Cincinnati. I think the home field advantage will be a big factor in that one too. And then this one is pretty exciting, and it has trap line written all over it, in my opinion. And that's Utah -2.5 at Florida in the Swamp to open the season. Here's the thing, though: Utah is ranked 7th in the country. Florida not ranked. Utah's only favored by 2.5 points. Is that not fishy?
Florida at the Swamp, man. It's SEC. I think it's a SEC bias on that.
See, because like my thing is, I can't decide if the odds makers are playing tricks on me in the sense that they want the square bettors to be like, oh, Utah is a top 10 team, only favored by 3. Hell yeah, I'll take them. Or are the square bettors thinking it's Florida at the Swamp, it's SEC versus Pac-12? You know what I mean?
I can tell you right now what the square bettors are thinking.
Yeah, wait, yeah. I'm curious what the public betting percentage is on this one.
Give me a second.
Because I know which way I lean, but I'm scared,
Let me find out. Give me 1 second.
Because, I mean, the Swamp, like, especially, with the top 10 team coming into town, first game of the season, the Swamp is going to be bumping. I mean, if Utah's really
okay. I'm betting on Florida because 72% of the bets and 81% of the money is on Utah.
Bro, I already have a bet on Utah. I think I might go cash it out and cancel it. Like, oh, dude, yikes! That's kind of scary. I don't like that at all. But hey,
that is scary.
sometimes the square bets are the right bets. Okay,
they pan out sometimes.
They pan out every now and then, yeah, but
mostly not. But that's kind of why I'm so high on Rams versus Bills for the Rams.
See, but like I got to kind of put my money where my mouth is, and I've already got Utah winning the Pac-12. I got Utah in the playoffs, so like if Utah's gonna make the playoffs, they've got to win in the Swamp in week 1. This is like season-long implications here.
Nah, money don't have morals. Week by week basis.
I know it don't, but. Damn it, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. All right. This one I think is just flat out hilarious. And that's Notre Dame at Ohio State. Top 5 matchup, 5 versus 3. And the Fighting Irish are 17.5 point underdogs, which, again, is just ridiculous. Like the two best matchups in the sense of like the two highest ranked matchups have a 3 possession spread, which is just absurd. So, I mean, the thing about this one is I think it's hilarious because honestly, I think Ohio State should be favored by 23.5. I don't think they should be favored by 17.5. I think it should be more. I think Notre Dame is going to be a joke this year. I think they're going to fall out of the top 25 within the first 6 weeks. That's kind of my hot take. Let me just confirm. Let me see what Notre Dame's schedule is because we all know they play their stupid little independent schedule. All right, Ohio State lost, Marshall dub, California dub, UNC on the road, trap game.
Dub.
That's a trap game because the next week they got next week BYU on the road. I don't know. I kind of like BYU in that. Other than that, they only play Clemson and USC.
I think
they're probably going to go 10-2, bro.
Okay.
That's annoying. And I hate that. Or 9-3. All right. And then last but not least on our kind of looking ahead to week 1 games this is the Sunday night one being played in New Orleans. And that's Florida State as 2.5 point underdogs at LSU.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
I don't know.
Tough spot.
It is. It's a tough spot because Florida State's obviously a pretty historic program, even in recent history with famous Jameis and everything. But they just haven't found success in the past 3 or 4 years at all, and it just hasn't gotten better. It hasn't looked good. They had a week 0 game against Duquesne, but what is a week 0 game going to tell you? TCU beat Duquesne 45-3 or whatever it was last year, and they ended up going 5-7. So like, you can't take anything away from that. I don't know what to think about LSU. Wait, I need to look this up just to confirm their quarterback. LSU quarterback.
They probably got a transfer.
Newsmere, that guy. Yeah, Newsmere. Yeah, okay. I have no idea either. Apparently, there's been a quarterback battle going on, and he said he won't list the starter. All right, whatever. It is what it is, but I don't know what to think about it. But I'm just excited because it's going to be a good game. Should be pretty close, even though Florida State's kind of been dog shit recently. Because it's just prime time. It's on Sunday. Why would you not want to watch it? All right, now here's what we've really been waiting for, though, and that is tail or fade. So we've been kind of talking about the games, but now here's our picks. And I'll go ahead and let Elijah start us off. So if you don't know, It's been a while. Tail or fade, this is a segment where we go through usually NCAA football and NFL, but considering there's no NFL, we just got to do college football, where we pick our top 5 bets for the weekend. And so, for example, Elijah is going to give his bet, and if I like it, I'm going to tail it. I'm going to take that same bet, and if I disagree, I'm going to fade it. Give me the opposite. So, what do you got?
Ohio State -17 versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, like I said, I think they should be 23.5-point favorites. I honestly see this game being 49-24 final score. Around there. So 25-point win for the Buckeyes. Yeah, that's a tail. I think they cover that at home easy.
Yep. Next up, I got TCU at CU Boulder over 55.5. This is mainly just because I'm going to be there, and I'm like, why not bet the over? Because the spread got too big for me.
See, yeah, the spread did get ridiculously big. I don't know what to think about this one because, I'd like to think that Colorado is a really not great football team, and TCU's offense, especially if Sonny Dykes' offense kind of lives up to how
the hype,
explosive it was at SMU, then yeah, I would like to think they could cover it. But there's a weird part of me that's just has a gut feeling this is going to be like a 27-14 game or something, like a slightly low scoring, like TCU gets their feet underneath them. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I think it's going to go. It's probably going to be one of those games where TCU either puts up 56 points on their own, or it's going to be a little sluggish. I don't know. That's just what I take. So I'm going to fade that one.
Okay, that's fair. UNC -1.5 versus App State.
Ooh, they're at home, right? UNC?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a tough line. I'm pretty low on the Tar Heels this year. They've lost all their talent. They lost their NFL quarterback. They've hit their under on their future total bets for 3 years in a row now. I don't know, man, because this is tough. App State's also an 8-4
not what they
team.
used to be.
Yeah, they're not what they used to be. Dude, I don't know. For the hell of it, I'm gonna fade this one. I think App State could be upset. I don't know. I think I'd love to see it.
All right, and then next up, I got Houston -4 at UTSA.
Yeah, I love this pick. I almost threw it. I literally was about to type it into mine, and I was like, I feel like Elijah's going to take this bet because I know you're high on Houston this year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm tailing this one. I think 4 points is honestly a little bit too low. Sure, UTSA had a little bit of a Cinderella year last year.
But
can that continue?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it can't.
There'll probably be a better program from here on out, but beating Houston, I don't think so. Dana Holgerson's my man.
Houston's better than any team they faced in the regular season last year. So
True. And then last but not least, I got West Virginia +7.5 at Pitt.
I also love this one. I think this is going to be a really close game. I do kind of lean towards Pitt to win.
Okay.
But I think West Virginia covers. I don't know, though. I don't really have a deep dive analytical response. My reasoning is mostly
got a lot riding on West Virginia, so I hope to God they cover. Yeah.
Dude, okay. How many units?
I'm in a unit, a parlay, just one unit, and a parlay, and then in the teaser.
Okay. Well, Shit, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna ride West Virginia too. I already placed it, just so I don't forget to, and just in case the line changes, because I like 7.5. That's a good line. I think JT Daniels gets his opportunity here. I think he's gonna have a pretty decent game. Whereas Keaton Slovis, this is a primetime game. When has Keaton Slovis ever lived up to expectations? Not once in his career. Hence the reason he has transferred. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with West Virginia there, and I'm tailing that one. So. 3 tails and 2 fades for me. Nice little even split. Okay. All right. So for me, starting out, I'm gonna go with another Thursday night matchup, and I'm gonna take Purdue plus 3.5 against Penn State. They're at home. They've got the second biggest money handle of any underdog bet in week 1, with only I think it's like 26% of public bets. So a lot of big money action, a lot of sharp action, as one could say. I like the Boilermakers to make a splash. Penn State, they're excited about Sean Clifford being back at quarterback. What has Sean Clifford ever done? Thrown for 200 yards and 1 touchdown, 1 interception every game? Like, he's mediocre at best. I don't know why they're excited. Yeah, give me Purdue to kind of – I think they win. I like Purdue money line too, but I like 3.5.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'll tail.
All right, perfect. And then next up, this is kind of an obscure one. I'm going VMI, Virginia Military Institution. I think that's what it stands for. At Wake Forest. Should be a terribly boring game, but I'm going with the under 67.5. I don't think VMI is going to score all because I barely even knew they had a football team. And Wake Forest starting quarterback Sam Hartman is out for game 1. And he was like their main reason for success last year.
Okay, yeah, I like this one also. 67.5 is a lot of points, so I'll tail this.
It is a lot. Now, this one I was a little bit more nervous about, but I'm going to go with Eastern Carolina, ECU, plus 11.5 at home against NC State. Now, a lot of people have the Wolfpack as a slight sleeper to upset Clemson in the ACC, but I'm not buying it. They're another one of those teams that kind of hasn't lived up to their out of the nowhere hype. I'm just going to fade them. 11.5 points is a lot of points.
I'm going to fade this pick. So,
all right.
Yeah, I think I like NC State a lot. NC State is good. So
they are. Yeah.
ECU is not. So I like them to cover the spread.
Fair enough. I love that deep analysis. One team good, other team not.
Yeah, it's way.
I mean, sometimes that's how it is. I mean, sometimes it's just that simple. But all right, and kind of talked about this one a little bit. I'm going to go with LSU minus 2.5 against Florida State. They're in New Orleans. They've got the home crowd. This is basically a home game for them, even though it's in a neutral stadium. 2.5 points. That's not a lot of points. That's basically the money line. That's basically they win by field goal. I don't know about their quarterback situation. But yeah.
In college, it's basically money line, not in NFL.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm going to tail this one big time. I don't think Brian Kelly starts this one out with an L. I think he starts out with a dub.
Yeah, that is true. He I didn't really think about that aspect. I don't like Brian Kelly as a coach, at all, really, but I do think he's decent enough to start off with a win over Florida State. All right, last but not least, I'm taking Oregon plus 17 at Georgia. I think that's just too many points, man. It's a lot. Even though I'm sad that on Bo Nix. Yeah, I knew you were going
to. Georgia's still really, really, really good. So, and Oregon lost their head coach. That's really all I have to say about this. I can't get too deep in the analysis because I'm dog-ass tired right now.
Who did Oregon? I'm behind, I think. Or I feel like
I also think Bo Nix sucks. Bo Nix, well, I don't think, I know that Bo Nix sucks.
Okay, yeah, Dan Lanning, the former Georgia guy, is hired for Oregon. Yeah, defense coordinator. I mean, he did a really good job with Georgia's defense. But it's just an interesting pairing, though, because Oregon is that explosive offense, and now defensive guy. I don't know. I think that might be what they need, though.
Let's skip Love or Loathed. I gotta go to bed.
Okay. All right. Early work morning.
Yep. Gotta get up at 5 a.m.
Oh shit. Let's go. I got a parlay writing. The Yankees just scored.
Let's
go.
Wait,
is it still alive? Oh my god, dude. I need the Cardinals to win, and it's the bottom of the 11th, and they're pitching with the bases loaded. All right, anyway. Yeah, I'll go sweat out some bets. So, of course, football starting this weekend. We have all of our picks in there. We'll be tracking our record of Taylor Fade throughout as we go.
Last week, you went 3-0. I went 2-1.
All right, 6. Okay, hell yeah, off to a hot start, dude. Again, I just need to, I guess,
start betting it.
But I did though, kind of. Like I had a good day. I still finished positive, But yeah, we just got to do it. It feels wrong doing it sometimes though, because it's not something that I thought of or like.
We should just start doing it, even when I fade you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right then.
Yeah. If you guys listen, appreciate you listening. We'll be back next Wednesday live again. Talk more college football and definitely
lots of NFL.
I was about to say definitely get into a bit more of a deep dive on the NFL as the season comes to a start. So very excited for that. But bid you farewell. Peace.
Peace.